we have at least one friend who might share the same name as this guy.
Oh.
So would you share his name with us?
I will. Can I?
Yes, you can finish focusing on what you're trying to do.
I was sucking. I was listening to you and not watching what I was doing.
Well, and I shouldn't have distracted you.
Does that ever happen to you?
Especially because you're tying a very fancy knot.
Well, that works.
Oh, well, it's fancy knot to me.
It does the job.
Yeah.
It's like filming on.
I was trying to tie a square knot and it turned into a half hitch. Oh well. All right. So this is, I will hang on to his name
Okay.
to the end, but I promise that I will mention it, okay? All right. So did you notice this little one's eyes? And you might have to be patient because when I talk, where does our friend the owl tend to look? At me.
Aww.
But, so when he turns his head, notice his eyes. And when he does, you can see just the tip of his beak because he has a lot of feathers. You can see his talons. And if you're sitting up front, you might be able to see his anklets. And his jess, and his jesses, okay? And tied to his leash. Oh, there. See, oh, she left again, and she, wow. You have to come back in, so he's gonna turn his head.
So our joke was, remember how sometimes we do our goodbye song of bread and butter, marmalade and jam? Let's say goodbye.
Yeah.
And then we change it and it's Cranky Miss Katie every once in a while. Look at him. You can't really tell, but he is showing the crankiest face because I made him get up early and get in a crate and ride in a car and drive all the way down here. But if you could see his face, he is like the crankiest Miss Katie face ever.
He looks like a
Like, you know how I do it?
Yeah.
It's like perfect. It's like he's method acting.
So look at his eyes, and hopefully he will turn so you can see his eyes. And some of you, and when you can look at his eye, you can see there's a dark ring of feathers on both sides. And what's along those dark ring of feathers? Ears. Yeah. So along that dark ring of feathers would be his ears, one low and one high.
You get high and low.
And I mentioned to you that all of our educators were once patients. And again, this bird is borrowed from SOAR because, moment of silence, please. My screech owl died at the end of June. And I had to borrow this one from the main SOAR facility in West Central Iowa. And I'm not exactly entirely sure of his whole story, but I do know, if you can look at his left wing, some of you can notice that it is, yeah, it's off. Yeah, look at the right wing. It's nicely tucked against his body. The other one's a little off. That's because he can't fully extend his left wing all the way. So if you can touch your elbow, and then move a little bit up to your upper arm, to your humerus bone. He broke his humerus bone very close to the elbow. And the elbow joint was impacted and it no longer works like it's supposed to. So it doesn't straighten out all the way and does not allow him to fly. So he cannot fly very far, very well. He has his own space that he lives in that's about 5 foot square and about 7 foot tall or so. He can navigate around there, but that's about it.
How did he get in?
That's the part I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe she told me, but it's like, God. A lot of our little birds get hurt because of people driving in. Because, so in the middle here is a gravel road. And Owl's on this side perched in a tree, and he's listening, and across the way, he hears, oh, there's something rustling. Oh, I think that's probably a mouse. And he's focused on that over there, and did not pay attention to the car coming by. And a lot of times, the bird will take off, and the car will come by, and a lot of times bird will hit the car, sometimes the car hits the bird. And we end up with injuries. I'm guessing that's what happened to this guy, but I don't know. In every other way, and our friend left who had the same name, didn't he?
Yes, but they're coming back because they want to see that big one.
Okay, okay. Does anybody know the older friend?
Yes, Olivia. She's coming back too. She just had to do an errand for me.
No.
Oh.
I was just saying, does anyone know his name that's here?
Oh.
Does anybody know?
Does anybody know who? What? Do you remember what the dude? No. Okay.
Okay.
I'll let her tell.
His name is Griffin.
Griffin.
Yes.
Is anybody else named Griffin in here?
She knows someone.
This whole
Wait, I know.
you're our classmate.
So, yes, because there are so many birds at SOAR, they name them, so they know who's going to what program, who's doing what. I myself only have 2 birds. And I try not to name wild animals. Okay? Because I want you guys to understand that they're wild animals. Okay? Somebody over here had a question?
Yes.
Question.
How old is he and what's his diet?
What is his what?
Diet.
Diet, okay. I already told you one thing that he eats. Mice. Can you think of other things that are small that might be active, more active at night? Yeah, what's one?
So, how do you get that small?
Oh, this is all the bigger he is. This is a full-grown screech owl. Yeah, this is a full-grown screech owl, and he's many years old. At least, because he came in as an adult, so he was already full-grown. So this screech owl is 9 years old. So do some math. What's our year? 2025. Take away 9. He was born in at least 2016, at least. He probably is, it could be older than that, but he's at least 9 years old. And these screech owls eat mice. They'll eat the big moths that are active at night. Would eat voles and other fun little rodents that are out and active at night. Yes. Let's go with this friend.
Fireflies stay at night.
Oh, fireflies. What do you think? That's right. Fireflies are out at night. Would it take a lot of fireflies to feed this guy? Yeah, I think it would take a lot. So, I think something else is going to eat the firefly, and then the owl might eat something else. Yes, question.
Oh no, they can eat like rats and bunnies.
Rats and bunnies.
Well, could an owl this size eat a rat or a bunny?
Maybe a rat.
Probably not, but do you think other raptors would? Yeah, definitely. Those might be a bit big for this guy. Okay? So, somebody over here said the really good word that says camouflage? Okay, so present up a tree trunk. They're kind of grayish, brownish color, right? And if this owl were sitting next to a tree trunk, would he blend in? Yeah. Now we know his ears are along those, they call it a facial disc, fancy word, facial disc. So what are those things sticking up here?
ears.
What are they?
They're his little tufts.
His tufts. Yeah, they're called feather tufts. I call them his personality. Because when he's angry,
Makes him look like eyebrows.
he lays them back. But yes, and so when he's trying to hide, can you imagine? He makes himself look real skinny and tall, and those feather tufts come up so he can hide against that tree and camouflage. Yes. Screech owls can come in this color, which is a gray. They can also be red. A red screech owl. They can also be something in between, kind of a brownish color. So, one last question.
Where does he live before he had feathers?
That I don't know, except he lived in the wild. I'm sorry, I don't know where. I'm gonna put this friend away.
Can you guys just wave goodbye?
Do you remember his name so you can tell our friend? Okay, yes.
I do.
Oh. He missed that. Let it dry. Take a stiff brush and then vacuum.
Can do.